side. That's mostly because T's have a really good access to mid, like they have 2 entrances, and they can, like, you can't really hold both of these angles from one place. Like, you always have to, like, guess where they're gonna come from, right? And here you really only see this one. So mid was too accessible, because then T's could just, like, flank both sides if they pushed mid. They could, like, get Heaven, which is really strong on A, or just pop out behind B side, which is really strong. So that made it all kind of dependent on whether you could hold mid at CT or not. Especially if you had no util, that was really really hard. I think it just boils down to that T's have 2 ways to go mid quickly. I think you could fix the problem by removing this entrance and just keeping this one, which also has the slower timings. But like add a vent or something here where you can drop down into this A con, into this A main, so you can rotate from mid to A. Because I think otherwise mid is just too, like, if you don't want to change mid and like push it further to CTs or change CT time or to like remove this entrance, but therefore like add a vent or something. Yeah, B side was like the B main had this like boost. I think I got like 6 kills here or something like that. It really feels unintuitive.
Yes, it is.
You want to keep this, right?
You should be able to go on top of the crate, but you shouldn't be able to look over. So I will cover that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to remove the boost anyways.
No, the boost staying to prevent pushes.
Yeah,
So
but you want to like
Yeah.
make
He wants.
this
higher
inside.
the high. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Then I guess I won't give any feedback to that. Then B side, like the under Heaven area, you had the bomb side cover. Keep it completely as is. Maybe some like cover here, to defend against an A Heaven push more nicer, because right now the only really cover you have is like to get into this position, which isn't great cover and also leaves you very vulnerable to the A main, so it felt kind of weird. Just like a trash bin or something. Then to the B side. B side didn't feel as nice for me. I don't know, I just liked it less. There were too many like nooks and crannies for my taste to like hide in, like this for example, and this. It was really hard to clear. But I liked how the paths flowed into the side and how it like went down here. That was really nice. I just think you should probably remove this cubby. Try to like trim it down a bit more. The CT also, it had like some really bad angles over these planters. Like basically everything was a headshot angle when defending from back here, because CTs do sometimes rotate or do often rotate through CT in after plant scenarios to be. I'm calling them by the minimap name, by the way. And that was kind of annoying that this fight wasn't really that fun. Yeah, but apart from that, the map looks great for a gray box. Maybe a bit too great, because I think you need to like still shuffle some stuff around, because playing a really T-sided map is never really that fun. Another thing in general, you have a lot of like exposed no-draw surfaces that you can see from places where you shouldn't. I think one of the most notable ones was here, where you could actually like get a peek into mid through a no-draw surface. But yeah, that kind of just happened all over here, for example, as well. So yeah, fix those. But yeah, it was really fun.
All right, thank you, Nelson. Who is next?
Can I go?
It's me.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'll try and give it short because I need to be somewhere. But I think generally it's pretty good.
there's like some specific things like in general you need to change, like clipping, lighting, and like this. This was obviously too dark, and there's some other places I think as well that too dark. You've lit everywhere well, but also try and make it not look like too samey. Like try and maybe make some areas like have some green lights or red lights, or give like unique colors, which I think you've tried to do with like the doorways. I think that would give a bit more like help to people getting around when it's early. For mid, I feel like it was too weird and open. Like these two different sections didn't really work because when the T's came out of here, while it's technically 2 entrances for T's to mid, this is technically 3 because by the time the T got either here or the T got all the way up here and was peaking like here, then the CT got here. So the CT got here super late. I would make it so the T timings are worse, and then also make this wall and here, so it's a bit more of an open mid, so you can actually peek mid there. And then I would also raise this whole grass section up, so when you're up here, you don't get this full line of sight also into mid. So you're only peeking this kind of stairway, and then you peek out, and then you could look around to mid and stuff. It'd kind of make... Why are you standing on me, man? It'd kind of make these kind of fights different from each side of mid. It'd kind of like make it a lot more fun to like kind of specialize in holding this one and the other one, because for a CT to hold mid, it was kind of confusing and hard. So most people just gave up and played afterwards. I think A needs a lot of, well, this is technically B, but A needs to work on like the sight, I think, and to make it a bit more unique. I think most of it's fine. I like the idea you had with like a flashway there, but this is maybe, I think, a bit too thin. I'm not sure yet, but maybe just changing the sight would help. I think it's really awkward for a CT to get up and rush, which made it so you're more likely to just hold. There's a no clip there, I just saw. Yeah, there's a no draw, I mean, there. But I think this cover should change. I think the cover on the site should change, and you can make the plant zone a lot bigger, like 1.5 times bigger, like just make it bigger. I think there should be, the balcony could be a lot more interesting in shape. Like it could come out in some way, so you could actually peek a part of under before you drop down, because as it was right now, to drop down you kind of had to like peek site as much as you can, and no one really played on site. Everyone played in corner, 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 and main. Just because you could peek everywhere from here and get like a headshot angle basically on the whole site except under, so you had to like jump and peek there or jump down and peek the 2 cubbies down here. It just became a bit too much of a hassle, so I'd try and tackle that if I were you. I think this route to A as a CT takes too long. You basically have to take the ladder every time, which is annoying when you hold more than one person on A, because everyone doing a jump up and then a ladder to get the fastest route to A is not a good, through a single door as well, is not a good way. So I'd make this somehow quicker. I don't know how you do that, but just like, or maybe make upper slower and fix the timings in general. It's just like, it should be the same timing to get to this main area from this long area as a CT, because that's like the common sense one of like this kind of splitting thing here. I think this kind of environment's fun, but I also think this stairway is too thin for a main route for like one side of mid and B. Everyone always felt kind of cramped because you can only really fit one person here without like bumping into each other loads and slowing each other down, especially since there's like thin doorways in both of these. So I'd maybe widen this up and rearrange that room. I think in here, I think this angle is kind of annoying just because you get a railing in your face the whole way up until here, peeking the angle. It doesn't really make sense. And also having this is a bit weird as the main angle you peek. I would like to see this entrance here remade somehow, just because it feels kind of awkward both ways, holding this entrance and this entrance. It doesn't flow as well as it could, I guess, so I'd try and pay a bit of attention there. Generally thought this was okay, and then obviously fix the clipping of the site because there's people up there and stuff. But I think generally with this site's fine. I'd maybe change this headshot cover because it didn't play as well, and I'd take out all the stuff around these 2 blocks and just leave this box because I think it's a bit complicated, that ramp up. But otherwise, it looks pretty good and detailed for the first version. I hope he makes some good changes because overall the layout's fine. I just think it needs like cover changes and a bit of layout changes, and it's good. Yeah, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Please, me. Windy Cruz. A site, I think it's great for like fight from retake. It's very funny on something, but I don't like for this territory because this wrong timing from terrorists, counter-terrorist заметь. No, takes this place, but and terrorists no hard for this territory need capture. Meat, I like meat, and every place in this map, so many details for fighting or another conflicts. I think this territory is very dangerous for a city, and because triangle этот 180 градус
Degrees.
degrees. I like B side because so many covers, and you may play for this. It's very veritable, and it's not random because its position it's very dangerous, and its position for entry killer player, it's very funny. I love this place. I'm finished.
Yes.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Is the mapping here?
Yes, he's watching you. It's
yeah.
Teneri on
Are you
city.
recording? Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Shade is recording, so yes.
All right, let's go. Okay. So the first feedback here is your no drop spam. I don't know why new players do this. I did this as well a lot. Where it's spam no draw everywhere. Not here, usually, but everywhere else there is a lot of no draw. It is completely unnecessary to use no draw basically at any point of the map. It's only for